What up, what up? You already know it's Trub, a.k.a. the Iron Chef, and I'm checking in with my fam, TampaMystic, right here on Industry's Most Wanted podcast. You already know.
About to get real, yeah, real, yeah, real, yeah, real, yeah, real, yeah, real. Hey, baby, tell me how you really feel, yeah, feel, yeah, feel, yeah, feel, yeah, feel, yeah, feel. Hey, fuck with us and it's gonna get real, yeah, real, yeah.
Hey, what's going on? It's your girl, TampaMystic, and we are live on the Industry's Most Wanted podcast. I don't have knowledge here yet to hype me up. I gotta hype myself up. But listen, I got Trub in the building. Give me some love.
You know what
Boom.
we do. You know how we do.
Appreciate you being here. You know what I'm saying?
It's an honor.
Man, this is probably what, our third, fourth time doing this now? I think it's our fourth time.
Yeah, I think
it's our fourth time.
Yeah. So it's like real fam. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. But for the people, who haven't maybe caught the previous interviews,
that's right.
Go ahead and give us that official introduction.
Hey, you already know, man. Hey, it's Trub, a.k.a. the Iron Chef. I'm right here with my fam. My fam, you already know, man. Miss TampaMystic right here on Industry's Most Wanted podcast, the dopest podcast on the planet. That's right.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's the new video right there. We're keeping that one for a lifetime.
That's right.
Appreciate you being here. Both you guys coming through tonight. We got a lot to talk about. You got this new record that we're going to premiere tonight.
Yes, super excited.
Featuring Project Pata.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? One of the biggest legends out there doing it.
That's right.
Where you from?
I am from Memphis, Tennessee. Yeah.
You from the M.
I'm from the M. I'm from the M, Black Haven. That's right.
Let's talk about that just for a moment because Memphis creates superstars.
Thank you.
And you're one of them for sure.
Thank you so much.
I think that this is just my humble opinion, man. Memphis is giving the ATL a run for his money right now musically.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. There's so much music coming out. So take us back, to when Trub was a jit. Little Trub.
Yeah. It was for me. It was fun. I knew I was gonna get into music because I was surrounded by it because that's all that's in the city. So I knew that listening. Like I said, I grew up listening to Pat, Player Fly, 3-6 Mafia, and all them. So I was just surrounded by it. So it was like no way around it.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of like walked right into it. But I had so much developing to do. Never been in the studio. Couldn't get no beats. So I ended up getting my own beat machine and making my own beats. And I was recording myself. I bought my own studio. I had my folks, my parents like, give me a studio. Christmas, I'm asking for studio equipment. I ain't want no little toys, and I wanted studio equipment. So I just built my own stuff, and I started out making beats first. So
Did you really?
Then I started rapping after that.
Okay, so about what age were you making beats?
I say around about 14.
Really?
Yeah, I was making beats, and then I started selling them around about 15, 16. I started selling them to I used to go to Orange Mound to a studio called The Lions Den with my homie Enigma.
Yeah.
And he was signed to rap a lot. So he had all these different artists come in the studio. And so I was just selling beats to them. And so when I was selling beats to them, that money I would go buy some more equipment.
See, you were a young, legitimate hustler. I love it because we just had this conversation that, some kids at that age are just doing other stuff. You know what I'm saying? And, but man, you were out here selling beats. You were making beats and selling them.
I was getting in.
Do you remember the very first beat that you sold? That you grabbed some coin on?
I do. The song is actually on YouTube.
Is it?
Yeah. It's by the artist Kenny Kane, Abel Wayne. Shout out Kenny Kane, Abel Wayne.
How did
it's called
that
One Mic.
Feel? Like, so you at that age, you were like, what, you said about 14?
Yeah, I was 14. Yeah, I was 14. Actually, when I sold it was 15. So I was 15 when I sold it. And I was amazed. I didn't think they were going to do a video to it. So
that is amazing.
It was incredible to see, and just to know I did it on the rolling groove box.
Right.
So and I didn't think they're gonna pick it. They're some real street dudes, so I didn't think they're gonna pick it, but they picked it, and they told me I had a lot of potential. So they didn't even know I was rapping too. So I was doing all that because ultimately I wanted to be a rapper, so I was just making my own beats. So
Absolutely.
I knew I had to sell them in order to get more equipment to have good beats for myself.
Of course. Yeah. Were you engineering as well?
I was not, thank God. I didn't have to do it. Well, you know what? I engineered at home, so I would say, but not to the level of like big studios, not like that. But I did some, like mixtape stuff at home. Yeah.
So what about your music today? Do you actively engineer any of that, or are you still sending it out to someone else?
I'm behind the board watching with my engineer Tony Williams. So I let him handle everything, but I'm sitting and learning and understanding and watching. So I know how I want my sound. I know about EQs and mids, and I know how I want my voice. I know how I want to sound. I know about the notes and
absolutely
how I want my auto tune tuned, and if I ever use that, anything like that. So
of course, and that's one of I think the hardest things to do as an artist is to tell another person how you want your music to sound.
That's right.
Because you can hear it in your head.
That's right.
But you can't really explain it. You have to allow them to keep tweaking it until they get it.
That's right.
I guess that's why when you find a good engineer, you stick with them.
That's right.
Because they learn how you want your sound.
Exactly.
Is your engineer here or in Memphis?
He's actually here.
Okay.
I've been working with Tony since 2008.
For a minute.
I moved down here in 07, right there, 07, 08.
Yeah.
And I met him right there. My homie DJ Hollywood took me
to
meet him. He was working with Babyface. He was like, man, you really want to, he was like, I had just moved from LA. So he was like, man, you really, really want to be like talented. Like you really want to be, I mean, you talented, but you really want to be a superstar in this. You really want to be great. And I was like, yeah, he was like, I got to put you with somebody that's going to help you be great. And Tony did that, he helped me develop my sound to where it's at now.
Yeah, I think that in artists, you could be really talented, but you absolutely have to have that phenomenal engineer just to bring your music to life.
Yeah, it's so important.
It is so important. You know, a lot of these artists out here, they're dope, but they don't have a good engineer.
That's right. I see it all the time.
Shout out to your engineer doing a phenomenal job.
Hey, Tony, man. Shout out Tony Williams.
So, you started making beats at 14, around high school time. Sold your first one at 15.
That's right.
After that, did you really did that light a fire under you to want to get home and cook up some more?
Yeah, all the time. That's all I was doing. I always wanted to do it. I just kept doing it. And next thing I know, I produced my whole first album.
Wow.
And I was selling it, selling CDs and, around the city and stuff like that, giving my CDs to everybody in high school and everything like that. So I was doing that because I wanted everybody to hear me. And I was just, because I made all the beats on the whole thing. I produced the whole album. So I was just super excited about it. And that's when everybody started taking me serious, knowing that I was serious about it. So, and then I just kept at it, and as I got older, I just kept at it. Then when I got to a certain point, that's when I bagged back. I was able to afford producers.
Right. Absolutely. Do you still produce today?
I don't, but I think it was crazy because right when I was on tour, I was in my hotel room. I was kind of looking at some keyboards and stuff. I was like, man, I wonder if I'm in the studio one day if I want to just mess around with it again one day. So I think I'm gonna mess around with it.
I think you should because that's where it all started for you.
Yeah. Exactly.
So to circle back around, even if you don't do it all the time, just dibble and dabble a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
I think I'm gonna definitely do that. I'll take your advice on that.
Y'all heard it right here.
Yeah,
Industry's most wanted. It is. So, again, Memphis, man, for many, many years has produced superstars.
That's right.
Did you ever think you'd have a song with, the great Project Pata?
Never in a million years. I tell them all the time. I trying to pinch myself. It's surreal to me.
Yeah.
I've been knowing Pat since 2012.
Wow.
I ended up working with Juicy first.
Yeah.
I did a record with Juicy first, and then but it was he did a hook for me on the records. And but then me and Pat actually did where he did a verse for me and everything. But I was such a fan of Pat, and he was like the LeBron of Memphis.
Right.
He was I never thought, I was like,
felt like he was untouchable.
Yeah, I was like, I ain't gonna never, as a kid, coming up, I was like, I ain't gonna never do no song with Pat. I ain't gonna never meet him.
Yeah.
This ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? I was like, some stuff you just gotta accept in life.
Right.
So I was like, all right, this is what it's gonna be. And then now I'm like, man, and
it's like a dream come true.
And it really came true. And the fact that he acknowledges me and respects my talent and my skill and, loves my family, my dad, and it's just a great feeling, And then when he just met my team, just to see him politicking and having a good time with them too as well, it's just a blessing. I'm like, man, living the dream.
Absolutely. He's such a dope human being.
Yeah.
I don't even want to say a dope man. He's just a dope human being. He's
he
so
is.
Positive, and he really does a lot. And I love the fact that, he's been doing this for a long time, and
That's
he's
right.
really connecting with a lot of, more independent artists and stuff like that.
That's
Because
right.
I think, when you've been in this business for a long time, in order to really stay relevant, that's what you have to do.
That's facts.
Even though he's a legend and the whole 3-6, shout out to Juicy J and,
That's right.
R.I.P. Gangsta Boo.
R.I.P. man.
Man, they're so legendary in this business.
Yeah.
But the way this young generation is, there's a new artist coming out every minute.
That's right.
So it's like even for the newer ones, in order to really kind of stay relevant, you got to be, out here connecting with other artists, doing features, gaining their fan base.
That's right.
Taking it back though, to, when you were little again, who, besides Pat, obviously Pat was probably somebody you dreamed to work with. Who, anybody else out of Memphis that was like really inspirational for you?
Wow. Lord Infamous. I had the honor to meet Lord, RIP to Lord. I met Lord. He was real inspirational for me. And I ended up meeting him. We didn't get to do a record, but I was in the studio with him and got to see him create and do the chopping flows and that he was doing on his records, and I was seeing all that, and that was a great experience for me. And then it was crazy because my favorite artist in Memphis when coming up as a kid was Juvenile.
Okay.
So, and that was the very first feature that I ever had was Juvie.
Really?
Juvie was the very first feature I ever had from a major artist. Yeah.
I mean, wow. Yeah. That's so legendary.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That is dope. So what brought you out here to the ATL?
Really, to be honest, I was coming back and forth when I while I was in Memphis, me and my homies, I had an expedition. That was my first my second car.
Yeah.
So we was driving back and forth up here.
I was pushing the expedition.
Pushing the expo on the road, taking it 5 hours 35. So we
that is funny.
Push on the expressway, coming down here, going downtown. I loved Atlanta a lot. Just visiting a lot. My auntie was down here, so I loved Atlanta a lot, just visiting. So I knew when I moved to LA, I went down there and I was doing a lot of recording because I was working with a A&R from Capitol Records, and she was just, got me in the studio and wanted me to record a lot. So I knew when I got to a point where I felt like I was really getting really great, I knew why I wanted to build something that build an empire.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna move to Atlanta and I'm gonna start this empire from the ground up. I don't care how long it take.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just go down there, and I felt like I was really developed, and that's when I went down and ended up, as soon as I got here, I ended up going on the Dub Car Show tour. So Atlanta drove me,
Yeah, absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with that. Even though Memphis is a great city and there's so much talent out there, I really believe, because I'm a walking testament, you have to leave your city sometimes in order to really go to that next level.
Yeah, you do. And it's a challenge, and I like it. I love that. I love that challenge. I knew, coming to Atlanta, it's much talent down here.
Yeah.
And what's going on in the type of city, and me being from Memphis, I knew it was gonna be a challenge, but I loved it.
Have you got any working with Drummer Boy yet?
You know what? It's coming. It's coming. It's actually coming. We cool. We real cool. We real cool. And it's crazy that we haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
Got some work in, but we real cool. Every time, we run into each other, it's all love. We connected with the same people. So I already know it's just due time. It's about to happen.
Absolutely. Yeah. He's one of the dopest ever. Love that guy. Like, he's another one of the most humble human beings that I've ever met. Definitely. Like, there's never a time I'm like, hey, come through for this, and he shows up. He's just, you know what I'm saying?
He does. Yeah, Drummer was so talented. I didn't even think he was from Memphis. Like when I and I didn't even know him, and before I had even met him, he's because he was doing so much for T.I. and G. All the hits he was doing. I didn't even think he was from Memphis.
Right. I thought he was from out here too. Honestly, years ago.
Yeah. I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah, but he definitely stands on Memphis for sure.
He does. Really.
And I love that.
Yeah, for sure.
So you've been out here, you said, since 2007? 2008.
That's right. Yeah.
Since you've been out here, man, like, being in Atlanta, obviously you said you kicked off, you went on tour.
That's right.
What are some of the other accolades that you've been able to accomplish being in Atlanta that you may have not if you were still in Memphis? Let's put it that way.
I would honestly say I definitely got to say my team.
Yeah.
Built the team. I wouldn't have had it being in Memphis, doing in Atlanta. I was just being in I feel like, one of the meccas. I was just like, I was able to do a lot of, like I said, networking because, everybody from everywhere is here.
Yeah.
So, Tony's from New York. My right-hand homie, Turn Up T, he from Chicago. My producer, Marcus Brandon, he from Chicago. So these people from all different, places, different cities around the U.S.
Yeah.
They was able to be here, and I was able to connect and build a strong family, a strong team. And we was able to work together. So I didn't feel like I was be able to do that as much as, in Memphis. So
I understand.
I would definitely say that. And then I was able to expand my network and able to do features and work with different producers that was down here because it's such an industry city. So just being able to do that, meeting Swamp Izzo, doing working with Waka, working with Young Ralph, and just different artists that I was able to work with when I first came out. So I was like, Atlanta did that for me.
Atlanta's become like that melting pot almost. Like there's so many people that are here that are not from here.
Yeah.
All walks of life. I think a lot of just business-minded people come to Atlanta because it's definitely a city that's built for and on entrepreneurs.
It is. It really is.
This is the city. If you got a dream, there's other cities like that, but Atlanta for sure is one of those cities you can come here and you can make it happen.
Exactly. And I love the movies thing that they're doing now. I like how movies are expanding, for actresses and stuff.
So much film going on out here. I love that. Let's talk about that real quickly since you touched on it. Is that something that you're interested in?
Yeah, I'm actually about to sign with a talent agency.
Are you really? Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much.
That's
out of
so
Orlando,
dope.
Florida. I'm about to sign. So I always wanted to do it, and I actually met her while I was on the tour, and she wanted to sign me up, and she did a lot of work with, Disney, all the Disney movies, all the MCU movies, Marvel and all that. So
that's big.
So she was,
They're the ones that are bringing Billies into the box office.
Exactly. So I was like, okay. So, and she thought I was, really cool, and we connected. So you got to be able to connect with your talent agent, talent manager, stuff like that. So I was like, okay, and I liked it. So, we in the process doing that now.
That is amazing. Yeah, and you got the image for it.
Thank you so much.
And you got the personality for it too.
Thank you so much.
I really think in order to thrive in something like that, you just have to be a likable person.
That's it.
I mean, you could probably still make it if you're not a likable person, but I think being a likable person like you, you're going to go so much further.
And you're amazing.
Because you think about it, who wants to work with someone who just has an a-hole attitude all the time?
For sure. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Pat tell me all that. He tell me that all the time. He be like, man, Trub, you can be as talented and you can have all this and all that. But he said, man, the one thing that's going to take you to where you're trying to go, he said, little homie, bro, you cool.
Yeah.
He said, you got to, if you cool, man, people be more, ready to work with you because you cool.
100%.
So like, that's going to take you further than anything.
I agree, man. Yeah. And I tell a lot of these artists, sometimes the way they approach me, I tell them, you guys, you have no manners.
Yeah.
You got to have manners and you got to have some professionalism. And common courtesy goes a long way.
It does.
I just wanted to touch on that for a minute, because that's those are all the qualities that you have.
Thank you so much.
So definitely film. All right. So is there, I know you just signing with this talent agency, but is there any films at all in the works?
You know what? We're going to see. I'm doing song placement. I just did I just sent some songs. I got some songs coming on movies for BET.
Wow.
So just doing a lot of song placements. And then for me, I'm anxious to see what's going to happen in the next couple of months because she told me I got to work my way up. So you got to kind of do your stand-ins and then you work your way up to some talking parts. So I'm anxious to see, excited about that, in the midst of all the music stuff I got going on. So
that is good. Yeah, you have to start out like that because you got to get kind of comfortable being on set, being in the scene.
I got to get my feet wet.
Yeah, absolutely. I had did a voiceover role for a movie that's like on Amazon and Tubi, and I fell in love with that side of it. I'm like, I don't know if I necessarily want to be on camera, but I like doing the voiceovers. So there's a Backstage. Have you heard about Backstage?
I've heard about that.
So I registered with them, and
you did?
I registered, and I've actually landed a couple voiceover roles. Got my IMDb credits and stuff like that, and a lot of them are paid. You know what I'm saying? But they have a lot of people that go on there and seek talent like yourself, for whether it be for extras or the lead role or whatever, So shout out to Backstage.
Shout out to Backstage. Shout out to Backstage.
So what are you working on right now? Before we get into the single, like what you got going on right now?
Yeah, right now, just getting ready to. We're prepping the release of my project, 4 courses. We're just doing all the rollout, making sure we got it, make sure we ain't missing a beat, crossing the T's, dotting the I's, for making sure it's everywhere. Just back and forth with EQ, Rock Nation, making sure we got everything, prepared. And we're going to actually drop the video with the single with me and Pat the same day we drop the project. So it's going to be what a day that's going to be. So we're just getting ready, preparing for that. And I'm super excited, and then got, more videos coming right after that we already did. I just kind of stayed ahead. So I made sure I shot everything and got a lot of stuff ready so we won't be missing a beat when everything's out. So I just want to keep everybody engaged and having fun. I don't want to miss nothing. Yeah.
I think that's important. You want to always be prepared.
Yes, that's the biggest thing.
I talk about it. You have to be proactive rather than reactive.
That's right.
And it sounds like you're definitely on the same page.
Thank you so much.
You got these videos in the vault. You got music in the vault. You got stuff lined up that way.
Yeah.
God forbid something happens and you might have to take a little break or sit down for a minute. You can still put content out.
That's right.
Because you've got stuff in the vault ready to go.
There you go.
That is amazing.
Thank you so much.
How many unreleased songs do you have if you had to take a guess?
If I had to take a guess, that's a good question. That's a great question. I'll probably say around probably about 200, something like that.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I went through the email and the folders, and me and Marcus was saying everything. Yeah, it's around about 200 for sure.
So out of those 200, how many do you think will actually make it out?
Probably about 100.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Probably about 100. I'm gonna try. I always say when after this, after I get this project out, and then I plan on dropping something else. So I think after that next one, I think I'm gonna pretty much do something called the Lost Files.
Yeah.
Where I'm gonna pretty much put a lot of the music that I did have involved that didn't come out. I'm gonna put that on there, and just make sure Apple Music, iTunes, everywhere, so people can hear those records. Yeah.
The Lost Files.
Yeah.
I like that.
Thank you so much.
I think you might start a trend.
Hey, you did.
You might want to trademark that somehow. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta put a stamp on that one. Yeah.
So was Pat the most recent feature that you did?
Yeah. Pat, it was actually Don Trub and then Pat. So, but yeah, Pat was the most recent feature because I knew that one was gonna be the single. I targeted that, when I had talked to him about it. That was the most recent that I was like, all right, I'm going all in on this one.
Right.
I'm gonna make sure this record is what it's gonna be.
So were you actually in the studio with him when he recorded his verse?
You know what? It's crazy. We did the whole verse over the phone, speakerphone, back and forth.
Wow.
I recorded mine. I sent him the idea. He sent it. He wrote it right there. Sent me his idea right there, recorded it in the phone, let me hear what he was doing, and we both just talking back and forth, politicking back and forth. We put the whole thing together, and then it was done within a day and a half.
Wow.
It was real quick, yeah. That's how I know. I was like, man, Pat like this song. I was like,
that is so dope. Because a
Yeah.
lot of these artists that are in his position that's been doing this a long time or have a big name, they won't even respond to you.
Nah, they won't. They get it to you whenever they're going to get it to you. You don't get it whenever you don't get it.
Exactly.
Yeah, they don't get that kind of dialogue. So
at all.
Yeah,
you pay them for a feature and 6 months later you ain't heard nothing back from them. It's like, what's going on?
Exactly. Yeah, Pat, hey, I'm writing it right now. I'm like, man, as soon as he got up in the morning, I'm writing it right now. So I was like, that's amazing.
One of the realest.
Yeah, the realest ever. Yeah.
And just quick, if you guys are tuned in with Project Pack, make sure you go shout out to his sons and check out his sons, Slick Mouth Click.
Check them out.
Them boys are so talented. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. So what's the next thing that we can expect from you?
Hey, get ready for 4 courses. Get ready for the single Real, and get ready to see a dope tour.
Yeah,
we putting that together right now.
Okay.
With EQ. So I'm looking forward to that. Had real fun on the last one, so I'm really super excited about this tour. It's gonna be real dope.
Any idea how many cities you're gonna touch?
I think we're gonna do around about at least 15.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So we're gonna do at least 15.
Okay.
When we was talking about it, I was like, I don't want to do, on the low end 12, if that, but at least 15 on the max.
It's a lot. So you've been on tour before.
Yeah, just got out. Thank God.
Let's talk about that because another artist that I spoke to who went on, I think they did 20 something cities, and he said, I asked him what he learned from it, and he said, I learned that I wasn't as prepared as I thought I was.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's a lot jumping from city to city, and you got to be on point. What did you get from it?
Really, honestly, I learned that you got to be ahead. You got to stay ahead. You do it. Preparation is everything.
Yeah.
You have to be ahead. You got to be prepared. You can't go into the tour like, okay, well, you got to go to Houston.
Yeah.
And then if you're going from Houston to L.A., you can't be like, okay, well, I got everything ready for Houston, but I don't have everything ready for L.A.
Right.
You got to plan for Houston and L.A.
Wow.
You got to get ready for both of them.
Wow.
Because they back to back, so you only got one day in between of traveling to get to the next one. So you got to make sure you got all whatever promo gear, whatever stuff you got for merch, just like all the merch stuff,
of
and
course.
then you got to make sure you got your if you doing certain songs in L.A., make sure you got what your DJ, make sure you got your set for that because you might. In this city might be different songs than the last city because they might like something totally different.
Absolutely. So you have to cater to the crowd.
We always watch the Spotify and see what cities might be liking this song more than others. So you got to be prepared. You got to be ahead of the curve with that per city. And that's how we took it. We made sure we was ahead of the curve for every time we did something. So, and we had no gaps.
Great advice.
Yeah.
checking your demographics, and
Yes.
that's what Spotify is an amazing tool.
Yes.
Because you can do just that.
You can do that. You can see where it's coming from, what cities, where that.
Absolutely. So you know what cities to target, or like you said, if you touch those cities, you know what songs you need to be performing.
Exactly.
You know, so that's a great piece of advice. Any artists that are thinking about putting tours together.
Oh yeah.
Do your homework.
You gotta do your homework. You gotta do your homework and make sure you got everything together. Because if you don't, it can get real messy. You'll be frustrated. You know, you already exhausted because you're doing so much on the road. So you gotta make sure you're ready.
What will you do differently on the next tour than the first one, if anything?
I would honestly say I will make sure that we have promo in certain cities that may not be as familiar with me.
Yeah.
I will make sure they're there at least a week earlier.
There you go.
Some cities,
great idea.
We didn't do that, and then you get there and they might not know this record,
right?
But you still getting them lit because of your energy, but
of
they
course.
might not know this record. But I saw that, and now that I know that, I'm like, okay. In Sacramento, they might not know a lot of my stuff.
Yeah.
So let me send some promo out there. Let me connect with the promoter out there.
Yeah.
Let me get some stuff to the radio station. Let me do that. I'll do an interview with y'all when I get there. Let's do this.
Yeah.
We could do it over the phone before I get there. So I'm gonna make sure I stay ahead of cities that might not be as familiar with me to make sure they got something early enough.
Man, great idea. Flooding the streets with your promo, and
you still gotta do that groundwork. That means everything. You gotta touch the people.
I agree. Yeah. In my opinion, being in the streets is where you build your most organic fan base.
You do, yeah, and you see it so much on tour. People think the social media thing, but when you on tour, you gotta actually see the people and touch the people. You see what real love you got and what real love you don't. You see how important it is to touch the people.
Yeah,
like, it's serious. It's a real thing.
So the tour you just came off of, was that your first official tour?
I would say that was my first partnership. Real tour. Ace Hood, and that was my first partnership real tour that I ever done. Yeah. So, I definitely got to stamp that one. My first official like that.
What was the first city that you hit on that tour?
Cleveland.
Cleveland, Ohio?
Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay.
Super dope.
Big shout out to Cleveland. I got fam out there. Oh, you were sick?
It was terrible. I thought I was so sick. I had to have my doctor call me medicine in, and thank God my assistant, shout out Naisha, she was making me all kind of teas and all that. And
man.
So they sent me some antibiotics to the hotel. And,
do you have like a sinus infection or something?
It was a sinus. Look at you. How'd you know? It's crazy.
It's because of the symptoms you described.
Yeah.
I know. I get one every year like clockwork. Every year I get a sinus infection, and you feel like
it was the worst.
Total,
you
complete
doo-doo. I didn't even think I was going to be able to do it. I thought I was going to have to cancel. And thank God when we got there, and he was Turn Up T was already so energetic.
Yeah.
So
he was your energy.
He was energetic. He was already ready. So when we got there and you see the stage and you see the people, you will instantly feel better. Yeah, I was like, all right, I'm pushing. It was one of my best shows. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like
it was
so. The devil was busy.
He was busy. He was trying to take me out.
He was trying to intervene, but God said,
Yeah,
I got
sick.
Bigger plans for him.
Yeah, it was.
Wow. Were you nervous?
Yeah, I was. I can't lie. I was nervous. Yeah, I was real nervous.
I would have been too.
I was nervous. Just the whole process of, I was like, I don't want to mess up.
Yeah, of course.
I don't want Ace them to think I ain't holding my weight. I was just like, man, the guy, you thinking, you wonder like, oh, hey, what if it's a song they don't know and they look at me like I'm crazy. So you just think about all that. But I was like, I said I'm gonna make this, my show like it's the last. I'm gonna leave it all out there. I was like, I ain't gonna leave nothing behind. And that's what we did. Wow. We went out there and left it all out there.
So by time from the first city, Cleveland, what was the last city?
The last city was Atlanta.
It was out here in ATL.
My favorite show. Yeah, that's my favorite show. Yeah.
So by then your confidence level was through the roof.
Oh yeah, it was through the roof.
Especially because it's where you're at now. This is where you're from now. You know what I'm saying?
So it was ecstatic. I think the most probably the one that kind of built up the most. We went from San Fran to LA, and
wow,
we were seeing all the mountains and stuff, and we were just vibing
so
to the
beautiful.
music. So
yeah.
it was incredible, and we knew then when we left LA, we was like, oh, Atlanta finna be crazy.
Man,
we just felt it. We knew. So, and it was.
How long was the tour total?
We was about from a whole month and a half.
That's a lot.
So yeah, it was about a month and a half from October all the way to November. We got done like right before the holiday, before Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Were you exhausted by the time you got back?
I was tired. I was super tired. Yeah, you don't know until you know. I was exhausted. I was sitting there. I remember we was in LA. I was like, how am I gonna make it? I was trying to figure out. I was so tired. You know, and, I was like, man, but I loved it, because you get to connect with your fam and your people, and even my security. You just build a relationship bond because you're looking out for each other.
Absolutely.
So
and you're with them day in and day out.
And you get to see, like I said, the mountains, and
so beautiful.
You get to see just different stuff, different cultures, different people. And it's just a real cool thing. But the tiredness, it's extreme.
You came home like, I'm just ready to take a nap. I just want to lay it down.
Yeah, like you don't get no sleep. Like perform, you come home, you gotta get up, you gotta go next city.
Do it all over again.
Yeah, it's something else.
Man, what a great experience though. So when is the next tour kicking off?
Yeah, we want to kick off right before the summertime.
Okay.
I was talking to one of the PRs yesterday, so we want to kick off right around about June, around that time. So we want to get everything out, coming around by March, and let everybody enjoy the music for a couple months, and then we're gonna, hit the road and start, turning up.
So are you already lining up the cities that you're going to touch on the next tour?
Yeah, we're talking about it now.
Okay.
Yeah, we definitely lining up. Yeah, for sure.
People gotta stay tuned.
This time we didn't go to Idaho, so I want to go there. So
pick a couple potatoes.
Yeah. I got a couple places in mind. I thought it'd be cool for us to hit. So,
that would be really, really dope. Places like you said, Idaho, Utah.
Yeah. I want to go to Seattle.
So beautiful
out
out
there. About Seattle. I want to go to Seattle too.
Yeah.
We didn't go to Seattle.
Incorporate all that in there. God put a lot of gifts out there for us. Go see them.
Exactly.
And get some work in while you're doing it.
There you go.
I think that's really, really dope.
Thank you so much.
So the song with Pat, is it officially out yet?
It will be out in the first week in March.
Okay, so we're getting a sneak peek of it.
Getting a sneak peek. Yeah, I'm basically just people that that I really, really have a close relationship like you that I really fam, that I always respect what they do. I'm only breaking it with you first.
I know that's right.
And
we're gonna break that record.
And you can count that on one hand. So I like that I'm giving too early like that. So
it's very rare to meet really genuine people these days. Not even just in the music business, this is life.
Exactly.
You got your right hand guy over here. You know what I'm saying? It's real is rare.
Exactly. And I take that so serious. So I was like, I knew when I got the role, I said, when I get this single done with Pat, I know who I want to break it with.
Yeah.
I already knew who I wanted to take it to first before it even dropped. So I was like, and I told Pat the same thing. So he was like, man, let's roll.
I got to get you to come back over when Big is here one night.
Yeah, for sure. Man, it'd be an honor. Yeah, man, much respect.
That would be dope. Well, we're going to get into the record. I'm excited. I haven't heard it yet. I didn't listen to it because I wanted to really give you my honest opinion.
I appreciate that.
For my first time hearing it. Big respect. We'll probably play. Well, do you want me to play the entire record or a portion of it? Okay, you cool with that?
Record. Oh yeah.
All right.
It's you. You can play the entire record. Yeah.
I didn't know if we wanted to leak it all the way out there, but cool.
You can leak the whole thing. It's all good.
Before we do that, tell everybody where they can keep up with you.
Hey, you can keep up with me everywhere. That's at Trub Chef. No space, at TRUBCHEF on all social media platforms. And if you seem like you can't, you seem like, go to my website, trubchef.com, and you can sign up for free, and you'll get, with new gear, new music, everything, you'll be the first to get it. So, yeah.
I wore that hoodie that you gave me 800 times.
Thank you so much. Yeah, when I saw you with it, I was like, all right, that's my day. My day was made. That was it. Yeah,
I've worn it
dopest moment ever.
So many times. It's good quality.
Yeah, thank you so much.
No, I'm grateful for it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
anytime you want to give me another one, I'll take it.
Oh, thank you so much. I got you. Yeah, we're going to keep it going.
I know you got a lot of people that are just loving on you and supporting you that are cheering you on.
That's been a blessing.
Who do you want to shout out to?
Man, I got to shout out God. Then I want to shout out my parents. You know what I'm saying? I love y'all. I want to shout out my team, whole Elite Sound team, Marks, Brandon, Naisha, Turn Up T, Big Slam, DJ Corrupt. I got to shout out CJ Green. You know what I'm saying? CJ Green is my dog, man. Ill Boy Entertainment. I got to shout out Dre Williams. I Swim with Shaws, man. Shout out Pop. And if anybody I miss you already know it's love. You already know. Oh, I got to shout out Swamp Izzo, and I got to shout out Project Pat, my brother.
Shout out Project Pat.
Shout out my brother, Project Pat. Yeah,
if he missed you, charge it to his head, not to his heart.
Yeah, no, you did.
We be a little.
It's all love.
That's one of the hardest things to remember is everybody.
It's like, man, it's all hard. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's so much love. Yeah.
Before we get into the record, last thing we're gonna do, we are live right here on Industry's Most Wanted.
That's right.
We got Trub in the building.
Hey, we in here.
Industries
with the legend TampaMystic.
You did. Go ahead and let everybody know what makes you the industry's most wanted.
I would definitely say by my sound, my work ethic, and just how I carry myself. I just feel like I've created, you know, by God's will, I just created my own lane and my own look, and just how, you know, and it rubs off on my team, you know. So it's just been a blessing. I think that's definitely what makes me the industry's most wanted, is definitely by, you know, my work ethic, my sound.
And you spread a lot of positivity.
Yeah.
I love that.
Good energy. Yeah. I like good energy.
Yeah.
I want to see people win, and people got a good heart. I just want to see them win, you know. So, and people that feel like they ain't got a good heart, I want you to find God, and I want you to win too. Absolutely,
because we don't get our blessings from no man. We get them from God.
For sure.
You have to do right by people. You have to treat people good.
You have to. You get blessed like that.
Yes, most definitely. So the record that you have with Pat, it's called Real.
That's right, Real. It's real.
Who produced this one?
Oh man, this beat right here was produced by my homie Adam. We call him Track Slammer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's out in Arkansas, and definitely co-produced by my homie Marcus Brandon. So they, you know, yeah, definitely. Shout out Track Slammer. You know, he killed it. Yeah.
So we about to get into it. It is a world premiere, you guys. You know what I'm saying? Right here on Industry's Most Wanted. Thank you for coming through.
Man, it's been a blessing, man. This is the greatest thing ever. I swear it's my favorite. I love like Industry Most Wanted. I swear it's my favorite. I'm not just saying that. Like, this is real. It's a real vibe. I appreciate that. It's real. Like, I appreciate really love that. I tell the world.
You're welcome anytime.
Thank you so much.
You come interview with me every week. I don't mind.
Thank you so much. Hey,
you want to come back every week?
I love to.
Knowledge is in the building.
You dig. Shout out Knowledge.
Knowledge is here. He's here just in time.
For sure.
So we're about to get into the record. You know, it's called Real. It's releasing first week in March.
That's right. That's right. First week in March, around my birthday week. Yeah.
Videos dropping around the same time?
Video dropping, and the Project 4 course is dropping at the same time. You get the video. Video's done.
Man.
It's ready to go. It's already done. Me and Pat done. It was the biggest video shoot of my life. And you talking about tiresome 2-day video shoot.
In Memphis?
We shot it from Memphis and Atlanta.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a full movie type thing.
I can't wait to see it.
It's a full movie. Yeah.
I can't wait to see it. I already know it's gonna be dope.
I pushed.
You went all out.
I went all out. Yeah.
Got to push the envelope sometimes.
Yeah, I was like, that's it. That's it. Yeah.
Well, listen, go ahead and introduce it for us. We're gonna check it out.
Hey, you already know, man. It's Trub, aka the Iron Chef, right here with my fam TampaMystic on Industry's Most Wanted, and this is my new single, Real, featuring Project Pat.
Let's go.
Yeah.
What's up, Knowledge?
Hey, you know what? Man, this shit about to get real, 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 real. Hey, baby, tell me how you really feel, feel. Hey, fuck what I said and it's gon' get real, real. Hey, girl, tell me how you really feel, feel. Hey, let's go. Money on my mind, so you know how I've been thinking. Every day I'm cool, but when I'm not, I got my reasons. Juggling all these bitches, that's why I change them like the seasons. Life can be a heavyweight, that's why I watch it like a vegan. I can't take no shit from nobody, it's still trying to be somebody. Gotta ride with me like a Bugatti, got her eyes on me like do something. If you feeling me, girl, I feel that.
Brand new music, we premiering it here first. Industry's Most Wanted, let's go.
On you with that rat, tat, right at your gut, no six pack. Yeah, bitch said you the Iron Chef, and I told her ass correct. Yeah, they don't fuck with the concept, so they treat me like a threat. Yeah, I'm surgical with that tech. You can't get no respect. Money like yoga always gon' stretch. I put money all in your head. Bitch, don't try to jump on that quiet time, not say that shit direct. I make her ass get on all fours and then I'll connect. And I'm like, damn, your booty fat. And she say she had work done to that, but I'm like, damn, it feel real. Hey, baby, tell me how you really feel. Hey, fuck what I said and it's gon' get real. Hey, girl, tell me how you really feel.
If I leave you today, do it really matter to you? Remember the day I got released was screaming hallelujah? You was in that black dress, baby, looking pretty. Eyes looking at me like Christmas came early. You was on my mind, but that honey on my mind. At the same time, also had money on my mind. You could play the field like a linebacker. Used to break the laws like a straight safe cracker. Still on the bag, ain't no switching up. Catch me at the Lennox Mall, Louis Snow stitching up. I ain't got no time for no games, I'm a grown man. You can speak your mind, but you know that I'm my own man. I'm in my own lane. Your brother got work for me, but if I was in the street, baby, he would work for me. smoking dope with a brain ball. Pulling on slow, smoking dope with a brain ball. Pulling on slow, smoking dope with a brain ball. Pulling on slow, pulling on slow, pulling on slow, smoking dope with a brain ball. Pulling on slow, smoking dope with a brain ball. Pulling on slow, smoking dope with a brain ball. Pulling on slow, pulling on slow.
Man. What a dope record. Oh, where did that come from?
Only sexy TampaMystic.
I didn't even mean to press that. I just got so excited. I'm over here pressing buttons.
Look at
What
you.
a great record.
Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh. Like, that's the new anthem right there. You know what?
Thank you so much.
That's going on my playlist. From I need to be
Oh,
in the
man.
gym working out a little bit more.
What?
That little fupa.
What? What?
That's going on the playlist. That's a great record.
That is a.
It's got a lot of energy behind
Thank
it.
you so much.
I love
That's
that.
a big compliment. On
Yes,
your playlist. I'm on the Tampa playlist.
yes,
What
yes,
we doing,
yes.
T?
That is so dope, man.
That's
Once again, thank you for being here.
Thank you so
It's
much.
always a
I
pleasure.
appreciate you. Yeah,
You always
um,
bring them positive energy, positive vibes.
Thank you so
all
much.
that.
Hey,
We up out of here, y'all, though.
yeah, no, you did.
Christmas came early. You was on my mind, but that honey on my mind. At the same time, also had money on my